What's going on, good people of the world? It is Luis and my good friend Derek Mayo, and I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am of having you here, brother.
Hey, thank you for having me once again, brother. And it just feels a little surreal to be back, just sitting here. It really, it's been a whole year, right? And it feels surreal. Like new place, new setup, new Luis. And thank you, man. I truly, from the heart, it's always a blessing to be able to collaborate with you, be sitting here with you. And I just appreciate the opportunity.
Absolutely. It's a blessing for me to have you here, bro. We haven't seen each other in a year. It's been crazy. We were just talking about it with Tab when you came in, and I'm like, it's wild how we had started this little project and then it took off. And I was looking at my followers at that time. It was close to 550,000, and now I am close to 800,000. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah, a lot of people are going to be seeing this, and it's going to be a lot of fun for all of them that have. There's a lot of people that have not followed me on YouTube and on the page.
I saw that you're growing on YouTube as well.
Yeah, I gotten a few of new followers, so it's great. I'm very excited to have people watch our content. But I also love having Tab, but I definitely like having you because we can get a perspective of as Latinos of what's happening out there and what's going on. So we're getting a great opportunity to talk here. But I also brought Pitorro, as you can see, so I'm excited for you to have a couple of glasses with me.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had pitorro, so this will be my first perspective on it.
You never had
I've
Pitorro?
never had pitorro. What's in it? What's in it? Is it like a rum or?
Well, this one is aged in Puerto Rico. My daughter was just visiting my dad, and she brought me two bottles. She brought me a passion fruit one, a palcha, like we call it in Puerto Rico, and this one is coconut.
Passion
This,
fruit? Okay.
yeah, it's awesome because this one is aged in the island, and it's a really good brand. I like it. Pitorro. They used to have it illegally in Puerto Rico. Now you can.
Oh,
Yeah, now you can.
speakeasy, right?
Yeah.
Type of scenario. Okay.
It's very crazy shit. It used to have them illegally over there. I am probably giving you a little bit more than we usually drink,
Hey,
but
you're the expert here.
but I want you to have a lot of it because it's gonna be an hour podcast. So we might as well pump you up. And if you want more, we can have more. But it's really good stuff. Bad Bunny gives it to Jimmy Kimmel every time he visits the show.
Okay, yeah. I've heard it mentioned on his songs, pitorro, or I don't know if it's a different reference to something else, right? But
Yeah,
I've definitely heard it.
it's great. So
Well, cheers, man.
cheers
Thank
to
you so
you,
much.
brother. I'm very happy to have you here and to having an awesome podcast.
Cheers to everyone
Fuck
watching.
Donald Trump, fuck ICE.
Fuck Ice, which was the theme at the Grammys. Did you see that?
Dude, it was fantastic. Let me take a sip of this shit.
Wow. Nah, dude, you can get me fucked up on this easy. This is amazing. I mean, I love the coconut. Not a lot of people like coconut. But this is so good.
It's really good.
It has the little hint of alcohol that just comes right behind the flavor, which is something that I like. Because a lot of people are like, I don't like the alcohol. I'm sorry. Well, then why the fuck are you drinking? I do like the little hint of it. So
It's fantastic.
it's
and
amazing.
Yeah, you can get like really good one. Back in the day, we used to do the illegal shit, but then at some point, Puerto Rico and the government determined why are we doing this shit illegal when it's one of our traditions, it's one of
It's
the most.
profitable.
They make a ton of money out of it,
Of
so
course,
they
yeah.
decided, you know what, we're gonna make it legal, and I think it was the best idea ever.
Wow, that is really good, especially on the rocks.
Oh yeah,
Is this something that you only get in Puerto Rico, or can you get it?
you can only get it in
What the fuck, man? You're bumming me out. So you're just giving me a little taste, and then that's it. I feel exclusive now.
If you really like it, what I'll do is I'll order you a bottle because now you can order it online.
Okay.
Back in
yeah.
the day, you couldn't ship it, but now it's gotten so commercial that now they ship it to
No
you.
tariffs on this motherfucker.
No, because it's the United States, and we already pay these motherfuckers the Jones Act, which is like a 10%. No, I know, I think it's 8%. I can't remember, but we already pay them like a tariff from bringing stuff from the United States to Puerto Rico back and forth. So they already charge us for this shit being a territory. But no, it's pretty. I mean, you can get these. I think are $20 a pop, but you can get bottles for like 30. If you get the illegal shit in Puerto Rico, they charge you like 50. But what they do is they take the bottle and they dip it in goat shit and they bury it underground for a year.
Okay, so it's a whole tradition, I don't want to say gimmick, but a whole like process to it, right?
Absolutely, they do
Wow.
it, and then after a year, you pull it out, and then you taste it, and when you pull it out of the ground and you have it after a year, it's simply incredible.
So that's how they. I was actually gonna follow up with that question on how do they age it, but I thought it was gonna be barrel. But no, you're giving me
Yeah,
the whole scoop here,
yeah, it's fucking great.
the shit scoop.
Yeah, they just bury it
Wow.
underneath, leave it for a year, and
Well, it
it
tastes
comes out.
amazing.
Yeah, I'm glad you like it. So, a lot of topics to touch today. I wanted to touch one with you, which is the story of my surgery. A lot of people don't know what happened. So, I'm
Yeah.
basically gonna give you like a summary because a lot of people are so curious about it that I think it's. I'm just gonna tell the story from the very beginning and then up until this point, and then people will have a general idea on what happened.
Yeah, because they keep asking you on TikTok, right? And uh, sometimes I don't know, it's something that must get annoying as well to have to explain every single time. And you don't owe, because I've seen you, and you don't owe an explanation to anybody either. You know?
No, it's one of those things that it's incredibly annoying. I hate talking about it. But at some point, I put it out, and then it became like the general topic of what the fuck was happening with me and how are you doing. And then there's a lot of people who simply don't have other things to talk about on the internet, and they take that as a major thing to just discuss. And I'm gonna just because I know there's a lot of people that don't know the entire fucking story. So this is gonna be like a 20-minute.
Well, I feel very exclusive now that I'm gonna hear the full scoop.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. So this has been going on for a while. This happened, I want to say, the doctors are not really sure on when I had my tumor starting to grow or it started to get out of control, but they're thinking it could probably be 4 years. It could be 5 years. So I had something called a meningioma tumor. Meningioma tumors are like the type of tumor that is not cancerous, it's benign, but at the same time, it comes out from your meninges, which is basically like a type of membrane in your brain.
Okay.
Yeah. And when it comes out in a way that it starts low, but you don't really feel pain per se until it gets like really out of control. Mine started.
So does it live literally on the like underneath the cranium or?
So it could be anywhere. It could be mine was specifically close to the carotid artery between the base of the skull and the brain. So it was like very close to the carotid. The carotid is very dangerous. Usually they go in and they take these tumors out completely. Mine, they couldn't because it was close to the artery. And if you get too close to the artery, it can damage the artery, cut it, and you can bleed out in the middle of the fucking.
My goodness, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah. So they were very careful. Now, when I went in, it was probably because I had it. I started having symptoms when my son had the accident. So when my son had yeah. So when my son had the accident, I started feeling my left eye. I would go jet skiing, and my eye got really watery. But it was only my left eye. It wasn't my right eye. And I was like, this is kind of strange because why is my eye getting like this? But I had like no other symptom. Then I was like, kind of like, it's probably my vision. I'm getting old or whatever. And then after around, I want to say a year, my eyes and the top of my eye started losing sensation. So this side of my face, I couldn't feel it. I would touch it.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, this is kind of like a weird situation. But I don't feel like I need to worry quite yet. I kept like dragging it. And at that time, my son flew out of a car. He almost died. So I was more focused on him that I was focusing on myself. So I was like, you know what? I'm just going to deal with this later. But then 3 years came by and I was like, now it's a lot of time. 3 years came by and I started losing my hearing. And I was like, that is a weird one because...
Yeah. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, that was strange to me because I'm like, if I'm losing my hearing and I'm getting this thing in my eye, it could be something. It could be a tumor or maybe not. I don't fucking know. So I go to Kaiser. At that time, Kaiser was my main account, my main medical provider. And I go in and I talk to this nurse. It's not a nurse. I was actually speaking to a doctor. And she examines me, asks me about my symptoms. And she's telling me, listen, I think it's something called trigeminal. It's like an inflammation of your trigeminal nerves in your face and in your head.
Okay. So something nervous first.
Yes. Initially, we thought it was a nerve thing. And I'm like, okay. And she's like, but I want to be sure, so I'm going to send you to an MRI. It could be the trigeminal nerves, and if it's that, it's a medication. I'm going to give it to you right now. Take it for 6 months. We're going to get you the MRI. And from the MRI, we'll know for sure if it's this or if it's a tumor. Because sometimes, if it's a tumor, it pushes on your nerve and it gives the sensation of trigeminal nerves being damaged, but it's not necessarily
It's
the
just
nerve.
flaring them up.
Correct. Which may or may not happen, but I'll know more with the MRI. So I'm like, great. I'll go and I'll get my MRI. I went in. I think it was like, the MRIs are like fucking horrible. It takes my situation with Kaiser. They made me wait. I think it was like a month and a half.
Wow. Is it just because they're so backed up, or?
Apparently they're very backed up, and there's a lot of people taking fucking MRIs. And I was like, I had to wait like a month and a half. So I was like, I'm fine, I'll wait a month and a half. I personally didn't even want to deal with this shit. So I was like, I'll wait for it. So I go in a month and a half later. It was like an entire ordeal because when you're taking an MRI of your head to search for a tumor, they have to go to all of your head, and it takes like an hour. So I had to be in a fucking machine, which I don't particularly love. Being inside there, not moving.
Is it the one with the tube that you see on the movies?
It's an in-body MRI. So you go full body. Sometimes they have external MRIs for people who have claustrophobia. They asked me, are you claustrophobic? I'm like, no, I don't give a shit where you put me. That was stupid because then I realized.
There you developed it. You're like, oh, shit.
then I realized that it's not as fun as you may think when you go into that fucking thing. And then you have to sit there for an hour, not moving. So I went in, I sat there for an hour, not moving.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Yeah, it was crazy. They gave me like a little headphones, and they're like, do you want to hear music? I'm like, sure, put some fucking Phil Collins in that bitch. And they just started running it.
Good choice.
Yeah, it was a great choice. I started listening. I almost fell asleep. But you got to be aware and you can't fall asleep. So I was like just trying not to move. So after an hour later, they take it out. They tell me, put your clothes on. They put like a little robe. They're like, we're going to have the results for you within a week, but maybe quicker. We'll let you know. So I leave, go home. And
how did you feel after like leaving that first day that you went in for the MRI?
I felt nervous. I was a little bit like, because you're freaking out.
Of course. Yeah. That's why.
Yeah, you're freaking out a little bit. And I was like, okay, let me address this the correct way and just try not to, get desperate or get scared because I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'll get there when I get there. So I wait, and a week goes by, 2 weeks, a month and a half.
Madre mia, holy shit. So now, oh my God.
It's like at that point, I remember my grandfather when he went to the doctor. He was like, "Well, no news is good news." So I guess from now, I'm just gonna like wait. But I think that if they would have seen something, they would have fucking probably already told me, and they haven't. So I'm good. So at that point, it was like the summer because I had the MRI in the beginning. Like, I think it was March, and I went in for the summer because every time Tab and I go to her parents' home, they have a beautiful lake house over in Wisconsin. And we go in, and I'm like in the boat, hanging out, drinking. I'm not even thinking about the fucking head. So at that point, I am in a boat. I will never forget it. I was in a pontoon with her entire family. And I think it was actually either the 5th or the 6th of July. Like right after that, we were just drinking, having a good time. And I get there, and they call me, and I see it says Kaiser, and I grab it. And they're like, hey, Luis, how you doing? Sorry, I forgot. 2 minutes earlier, because they send you the MRI by text.
Okay.
Yeah, they gotten very modern now, and they send you a text saying, we got your results, and I look at it, and there's a bunch of fucking medical jargon that I have no idea what it says. Because you don't really know what's going on, and they're like, oh, yeah, subdural, blah, 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 and it's all medical. But I knew I had something. I'm like, shit, it looks like I have something, but they're not telling me meningioma, trauma, and I'm like, I don't know what the fuck this is. And I look at Tab, and I'm like, there seems to be something there, but
there's
I don't
something,
know.
But I don't know what the fuck it is yet.
Correct. So Tav is like, they'll probably call you. And lo and behold, 2 minutes later, I get a call from my doctor who ordered the MRI.
Yeah.
She is like any other fucking doctor. She's like, yeah, Luis, I just want to let you know, we thought it was like the other stuff that I said, but you actually have a tumor. It's pretty big, around the size of a gumball or a golf ball. They'll have to remove it. So be prepared to, like, in a month or a month and a half, you're going to need brain surgery. And when they're...
God.
Yeah, dude. And when they're ready for you, they will let you know. And I'm like, are you going to do like it's a Kaiser? And she's like, oh, no, we can't do that shit
Yeah.
because it's like super complicated. It's one of those things where you need a
Surgeon.
neurosurgeon, and it has to be very specialized because in the type of place that they're at. We're gonna send you to UC Health. Those people are like monsters out there.
Top of the top. Yeah.
They're the best of the best. They're the surgeons for the Denver Nuggets. They're fantastic,
Yeah.
and they're over in the city. You go there, and they'll let you know. So I go in, and they say we referred you. We're gonna let them know that we're gonna pay for everything, but they have to approve it as well because they won't let you just in there to get surgery without.
Wow.
They need all of your records, all of your stuff, and then we'll send it in. So I called UC Health, and UC Health, it's like 2 weeks later, they're taking a bit. And UC Health is like, yeah, we don't have anything. And I'm like, what the fuck do you mean you don't have anything? And they're like, well,
Gaslighting you.
I'm like, I just fucking had a doctor tell me that I'm supposed to go with you guys.
My
and
stomach just fell to my ass. Like, what the fuck is going on?
Bro, I got really nervous. I'm like, listen, this is something that needs to be taken care of. I'm like, yeah, we'll let the neuro team know, but they don't have anything yet. So, dude, it took like a month. And a month later, they call me and say, yeah, we finally got it. We have all your records. We have everything. You definitely need surgery. We're going to bring you in to a man who is top notch here. His name is Yusef. Dr. Yusef will take a look at you and let you know. So I get there, and they start like looking at me like, "Oh, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a little crazy." And they're like, "Well, I saw your MRI." He's like, "You definitely have like a tumor. The good news is it's not cancer." He's like, "This is something that I deal with a lot." He is actually one of the top neurosurgeons in the nation.
Holy fuck, man. Well,
Yeah.
You got blessed,
I did get
having access to someone like that.
I did get blessed. He's actually from Egypt.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and he did some work in many states and also in England. The dude is like top notch, and he tells me, "Listen, I used to do the surgery when I was younger. I think he's like in his 60s. He's like, when I did the surgery, it was 16 hours. Now it takes like 9. I'm not concerned about it. I think you'll be fine. If you would have come earlier, we could have done radiotherapy. When these meninges tumors are smaller, you can do radiotherapy on it and it goes away and it stays small and you can control it. And the radiotherapy is like probably 5 sessions in a week. So you're done with it quick. It's non invasive. We don't have to open your head.
That's insane,
You're past that point because at this point is pushing your carotid, is pushing your nerves, is pushing your brain out of the way. So now it's getting to the point where you're presenting symptoms and the symptoms are responding to the tumors. So I don't like it. I'm not even going to wait. I want to do the surgery quick. I want to do it probably in 2 weeks. But we have a problem. It's also getting to your ear. And that's why you had hearing loss a little bit. So now I have to corroborate this and I have to work with my colleague, Dr. Naziri, a woman. She's like, I believe she's Jewish. So it was an Egyptian doctor and a Jewish doctor, best in their craft, working together with me. So he tells me, I'm going to refer you to her. She is right now in like the 2 floors down. So you can go to her. I'm going to tell her that I send you. She's going to see you right away. And I'm going to tell her that I want to do this. I want to do the surgery. And she's going to do the surgery with me. She's going to take the tumor out of your ear. And I'm going to take the tumor that's close to your carotid. So it's like scratching your way through a cave, peeling everything and going to the top. She has to do the ear first. I don't mess with ears. They're very complex. And she'll do it. She's an expert. And then we'll go to me.
Wow.
I was like, all right, let's fucking do it. So I go down to Naziri. Naziri, fantastic. I saw her like this week. Last week. I saw her like 4 days ago. She's great. She takes my ear, examines it, looks at the tumor and says, listen, she's like very blunt. She's like, you're probably not hearing great now. And I think it's going to get worse. I think when I go in, I might take it out and you might lose completely your hearing.
Oh my.
On that side, not your
Yeah.
but you might need like a hearing aid, if you can use it, because if you don't have a little bit of hearing, the hearing aid might be useless.
Yeah.
Because the problem is that your ear The nerve that you have in your ear is one of the most sensitive ones in the body. The one that you have in your face, that nerve, your brain adjusts, and that's why you can still open and close one eye. That's why you haven't had any droopiness. That's why you're not, because that nerve can take a beating, but the one in your ear, that's like very different.
How
I have
interesting. Okay.
I have to go in. I have to take it, the tumor, scratch it out of the where it's close to your ear, to the place where your ear gets the sensors from your brain and hears, and actually creates from an electrical standpoint. It creates sound.
Sound.
So,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
but right now it's there. So I have to scratch all that nerve. I'm gonna do a little damage to it, so you might lose all of the hearing. I don't know yet. We'll see what happens. She sounded a little bit like, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It could be bad. It could be great, but we'll see. I was like, all right, fuck it. But she's like, once I go in, I cut the bone in the ear. And then Dr. Yusuf goes through the bone and goes through the other tumor. And I was like, holy fucking shit. All right.
Whole process, man.
Yeah, she's like, I hear that he wants to do this quick. And I'm like, yeah, he's saying 2 weeks. And I'm like, well, I have to check my calendar. If I can go in there, I will. I go home and I go back up, and they're like, yeah, Yusuf told me you talked to Nasibi. Great, we'll talk to her. We'll let you know when your surgery is ready. I was like, all right. I go home. And at that night, I go home, and Tab is like, don't worry, we got this. We're going to fucking do this. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, it's.
Shout out to Tab for sure.
Tab was amazing. The entire time we're waiting for the call, they give me a notice and say, hey, your surgery is, I'll never forget the fucking day, October 15th. So my birthday is on the 8th. So on the 8th,
Libra gang.
Bro, on the 8th, I turned 50. And,
oh, wow.
And
congrats.
Yeah, thank you. And 7 days later, I went in to have brain surgery. So at that point, I'm trying to be like, the doctor is like, listen, there's a lot of risk. You can maybe not walk for a few months. You can maybe not be able to do your arms and grab things. You might lose balance. You can get seizures right after the surgery.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh,
you can lose your hearing. You can lose a portion of your eyesight. You can have like nerve damage permanent. Like there's a lot of risk, but here's the good news. You're young, 49 for a surgery like this is considered young. You are in very good shape. You're not obese. You don't have diabetes. You don't have heart conditions. You don't have any of that. So that works in your favor. I think you'll be okay. But, we'll have the surgery. We'll know more when you wake up. So I was like, fuck, all right. So I go in that day. I couldn't eat shit. And I had to wash myself with like this antibacterial soap. Because they don't want you like exposed to anything that's dirty because it's in your cranium. When you have a craniotomy, you can get infections real quick.
Wow, okay.
So I didn't want to fuck with that. I had a fresh new towel, fresh new soap the night before. I slept in sheets that were like freshly washed, like everything very, sanitized.
Pristine. It has to be pristine, basically.
Everything has to be sanitized. So Tab made sure that I had all that. The next day I wake up, it was like fucking early, bro. It was like, these motherfuckers, they like to start early, which is this is long surgery, so I get it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I go in, I think it was like 5. I go in 5, and they're like, put the robe, give me your belongings. Do you have a medical person, an emergency? And I'm like, yeah, Tabit's here. My girlfriend is like, yeah, she authorized to like do life decisions for you. So I had to sign a fucking document that, hey, if I fucking die, my kids get some of it, you get some of it.
That's insane, man.
Yeah, just make sure that when you get your next boyfriend.
You're saying this, but the shit that has to be going through your head, especially you that are very like analytical of things, just introspection. Oh my God, man.
I thought that if I handle business and I stay like, because I have to be present and I have to be calm for Tab, because I know for Tab is difficult too. So I'm like, I'm always joking around. I'm fucking around. They put like a little thing over me that was heated that looked like a spacesuit. I was just fucking with it, I'm like, well, here we go, and I go in, and the doctors are like giving me the explanation. They're like, you have to sign all of it. And it's going to be like a 9.5 to 10 hour surgery. When we're done, we'll call her. You have to wait. She was waiting in like a little room that they have for people. And, she was going to wait there the entire time. She wasn't going to go anywhere. And the Dr. Yusuf said, we'll keep you posted. We'll keep you posted on the phone, which is great. They took blood out of me. They were checking my triglycerides, my blood pressure, everything. And they sent her shit in real time, which was great. Shout out to the good people at UCL. So we go in. It's like a team. I'm not kidding. There were like 15 people in that fucking room. It was like massively filled. But before that, the doctor who's the guy that gives you the anesthesia, the anesthesiologist, is like, we're gonna give you like a good cocktail. You're gonna be fucking out of it. You're not gonna hear like, we got the good drugs.
We got the morphine. We got all of it, man.
Bro, they had some shit. They're like, you're not gonna feel pain. You're not gonna have nightmares. You're not gonna be aware of anything. You're gonna go and you're gonna wake up and everything will be fine. Don't worry about it. We got you.
Which is insane to even think about, that the body can be put to like to some, I guess, like just put asleep, I guess. And
It's wild, bro.
have it not be cognizant, fully cognizant.
It's the craziest thing that you'll ever see. So they take me in the room, but just as I'm going in, they tell Tab, we're gonna take him now, and then she starts just crying, and I'm like, listen, it's gonna be okay, baby. I don't want you worried because it worries me. We have a great team. I have a feeling. I don't know what that fucking feeling is, but I think I'm gonna be fine. Just don't worry about me. I'm in good hands. We've seen the doctors. We've seen what it is. This is nothing to worry about. It's not cancer. I'll be fine. It's invasive, but we'll be okay. And she's like, well, yeah, it's just fucking sucks. And I'm like, and we just bought the house, and 3 months later this happened.
Wow, madre
So
mía.
she moved from Florida to Colorado, and then 3 months later, this thing happens where I have to get the surgery. So for her, it was very difficult. I told my daughter, I told my son, I told her son, I'm like, listen, there's this thing, it's dangerous. I'm gonna have a 9-hour surgery. I'm gonna come back. It's not gonna be easy for none of us, but I'll be okay. And my daughter cried, like they were all like, holy shit. All right. So we go in, and the doctor puts this mask on me and says, okay, we're gonna Luis, move this way, move that way. It was like a very tiny fucking table. It was very uncomfortable, but I was like, I'm not gonna feel any of this shit. I'm gonna be asleep. And my thought, they're like, well, are you ready? Take a breath, and you're gonna be out in the second or third breath. Count from 10 to fucking 1.
Yeah, the typical.
They always do that shit.
Count backwards or whatever,
Exactly. So I put my mask on. They're like, all right, 10, 9. Bro, by 8, it was like, I saw everything just
like just
bro, everything was
lights
out.
out.
Lights out. I don't know what the fuck happened. I am not kidding when I tell you this.
How insane, bro. This fuck.
I'm not kidding when I tell you this. I woke up and I'm like, whoop. And they're like, Luis, how you doing? And I'm like, I'm doing all right.
Like somebody turned on the switch, basically.
Yeah. They're like, do you feel good? And I'm like, I'm feeling fucking great. And they're like, can you move your arms? And I'm like, yeah. Can you move your head? And I'm like, yeah. Can you move your legs? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, but this is like, did something go wrong? Because I just went to sleep. And they start laughing. There's like a crew of nurses. And they're like, you just went to sleep? And I'm like, yeah, I was just looking. And they're like, dude, you've been out for 9.5 hours. And I'm like, what? 9.5 hours? And they're like, yeah, you came out of surgery. Your surgery went great.
Oh, man.
They took most of it out. The doctor will give you the details. This is great that you can move your legs and your arms and that you're conscious. That's the first thing we check.
Man. Just green flags everywhere so far.
They're like, this is fantastic. We're taking, do you want your girlfriend to come in? And I'm like, yeah, I would love to, because she is very worried and she hasn't seen me in a while.
Oh.
But I look at the nurses and I'm like, but she knows how I am. I'm going to pull a joke on her. Please don't get worried about it.
Oh, my God, Luis, you mother trucker, dude.
So she comes in and I'm like, and the nurses are looking at me. I'm like, this guy's crazy. And I look at her and I'm like, who are you? Because I know I seen you where.
Oh, my God, you fucking.
And she's like this. She's like staring at me. And I'm like, you look like Antifa. And I start fucking laughing. And she's like,
that's hilarious.
She's like, God damn it. You always do this shit. And she's looking at me laughing. Why would you do this? And the nurses are just laughing.
Yeah. Oh, my God.
And they're like, yeah, we knew that he was a little bit of a joker. He likes this shit. And she's like, yeah, he's the fucking worst. And I'm like, yeah, I was telling them that you're Antifa and that they're looking for you.
That is hilarious, bro. Oh,
and it was like, no, baby, look, I'm okay. I'm just joking. I feel great. She's like, can you feel everything? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking fine. I have a fucking headache, but I'll be okay. So they take me to the room. And the doctor, I couldn't see from my left eye. And the doctor then later speaks to me. It was like an hour after the surgery.
Did you see blurry, or was it just black? Or
well, I couldn't see anything because they only opened this eye. They didn't open my other eye. Okay. So the doctor is like, listen, when we were going in, there was a lot of trauma because your tumor was calcified. So when it calcifies, it gets really hard. And when it gets over a nerve, that nerve and those muscles get attached to the tumor. And when we're scratching it, we cause a little damage to the nerve and the tumor. That's what made the nerve and the muscle that moves your eye, it got damaged, so your eye shifted a little bit and it got out of place, and you're gonna see double because your eye is not lined up with your other eye. Right now, your eyes are perfectly lined up watching straight. But if your eye moves a little bit, you see double because the visions are not aligned. It's like very weird. I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about it, but they were like, we're gonna take the covers out and let's see. They take everything out. I have like a bunch of shit in my head.
Another movie event where they're taking the cover. Oh my god,
Bro, literally like that. I was in a room. The room was fantastic. It was very comfy. They took it out and they start doing the finger thing where they directed me, and one of my eyes was not moving. And he's like, yeah, it's pretty solid. Now, one of two things may happen. It may come within a few days as inflammation lowers and your muscles keep getting better. It might go back to normal, to its position, and then you'll see straight again. Or it might need surgery. Here's the good news. The doctor looks at me and says, out of all the shit that could have happened inside that OR, this is the least of my worries. Because the eye, that surgery is
Thank
one of
God, bro. Jeez.
yeah, he's like, that eye is one of the least invasive surgeries. It literally takes like half an hour. You can go into the office, do it, and then you're on your way home. And then the next day you're seeing straight. That's easy. I was worried that you couldn't walk. You're walking. I was worried that you couldn't feel in your hands, or that you have loss in one of the arms, or that you went droopy in your face. None of that shit happened. The least, yeah. He was like, the least amount of your problems are now gone.
How was your balance?
My balance was not affected because my hearing, I couldn't hear.
Oh yeah, because it comes from the yeah. You're right.
My hearing, they were worried about it. They thought, well, this guy, he might not have hearing. They asked me, can you hear? And I'm like, I can hear, but it's like when you're going shooting and they put a plug and you can hear people, but you can't hear them.
Like kind of muffled a little bit.
It was muffled, and they're like, well, let's wait a little bit because you have water in that. Because when you have a surgery like that, you have liquid, and the liquid absorbs it later. The body absorbs it. So that will be gone, and then we'll know how your hearing is. But for now, let it ride. So they said, let me see your eyes again and whatnot. And they said, listen, it will come back. It just takes time with the eyes, but I'm not worried about you. You're going to need another MRI in around 6 months to see where you're at, but we'll wait. For now, right now in this hospital, you have 3 days to 5 or 6 days that you have to be here because we want to make sure you're not seizing, you're not having internal bleeding, and that you're not going to have like any type of situation where your brain is too inflamed and you lose like your thoughts or you lose your memory. We want to make sure that everything is the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So I stayed one night and I was on so many fucking like drugs. So I was like feeling great, and Tab is asking me,
Novocaine out.
yeah, Tab is asking me, are you feeling? Well, it was worse. It was like fucking Vicodin and
Oh my, like heavy shit.
heavy shit. So she's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, I don't want to kind of sleep right now because my head hurts. I want to watch 90 Day. I was also super hungry.
It's like, I want to watch trash television right now.
So we
Comfort
watched,
show.
Yeah, so we watched fucking 90 Days, and I'm like there just watching 90 Day Fiance. then it gets interesting.
That's hilarious. Oh, shit. This is after the fact, right? Like 5 days later?
This is like no, this is actually the next day.
Okay.
So the next day, the doctor comes in, and there's always doctors and nurses going in. Every time they go in, they always ask you the same shit. Where are you at? What's your name? Why did you come here? So that they know that you're not losing thoughts and memories. That's super important because they fucking with the brain. Technically, the tumor wasn't in my brain. It was in the area where my brain is at. So what they do is they push the brain up a little bit, and the tumor is right under it. They operate it, and then they take it out, and then your brain kind of lays flat and goes back into.
Oh my God, bro, that's just, fuck insane, bro. Dude, insane.
It's like the worst fucking thing. It's like when they tell you what it is, you're like, this is kind of scary. But then one of the doctors comes in. It was actually one of the neurosurgical team doctors, and he's like, "What's your name?" And I'm like, "Luis Osorio Jimenez." And he's like, "Where you at, bro?" And I don't know what happened because the anesthesia starts to go away. And I could not for the life of me remember where I was at. I was like, fuck. And then it's in English. So a lot of my words in English have gone away. Like I slowly, you don't notice it now because I'm fluent, but slowly there's some words that I don't remember in English. And I couldn't for the life of me remember where the fuck I was at. Now I was UC Health, but at that time I just went like solid. And I was like, all right. And he's like, listen, let me take you and do you like a CT scan because I want to make sure there's no bleeding. And I'm like, and Tab looked at me like, oh, shit. And Tab tells him he's been like this for a little bit where he's not like exactly all there. And I wanted to get out of the bed and go pee, and I couldn't. They were like, no, you have to wait. Because they treat you like what happened? Like, you just have fucking brain surgery.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, I'll go down. And the nurses are taking me down. They took the CT scan, and Tav is like super nervous. They come back with the CT scan. The CT scan's fine. The doctor's like, you're just probably having a situation where your brain is kind of going back into normal. There's a lot of things that we do when we go in there. We touch nerves, we touch muscles, and it's gonna take a bit, but you'll be okay. The third day, the doctor, Yusuf, sees me walking in the fucking. I meet up with him, and he's like, "What? What is this?" And it's like, "I'm just walking. I'm feeling great." And he's like, "You're already walking. This is amazing." And he's like, "Usually people here don't walk that quick." And I was like, "I'm sending you home." And I'm like, "Fuck yeah, I want to go home." And he's like, "Yeah, I'm sending you right now. I'll send the doctors in a few hours. It's 9 a.m. right now. I'll send them in. I'll release you. You'll probably be home by like 2. I'm like, "Fucking great." Go back, tell Tab, I'm like, "It's sending me home." She's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And she's like, "Well, that's amazing." They release me. They send me home. I'm feeling like Muhammad Ali, like the people's fucking champ.
Yeah.
I come out.
Sting like a butterfly.
I'm like,
sting
great.
like a bee, fly like a butterfly.
Bro, I came out of brain surgery on day 3, walking. This is fucking great. Boom, get home, joking. My mother-in-law was here. She was like, "You look great, Luis." I'm like, "Yeah, I had to cover my eye." They said, "Cover your eye with a pirate thing."
Yeah, because you had a patch for a little bit, no?
I still have it, but they told me you can cover eyeglasses. These eyeglasses are special. They like cover me from one eye. And also the light, if I'm exposed to light for too long, it bothers me and it gives me a headache. So I use, but they're like, use it for a little bit, you'll be fine. So I'm go home, and I'm like feeling pretty good. I'm watching a Nuggets game, bro. And by 8:30, all the anesthesia, all the stuff goes away. And I'm feeling like I am on a hallucinogenic ride, bro.
Wow.
Headache, dizzy, pain. I'm looking at the wall and I'm seeing like, when you have a TV and you get like static light. So I'm seeing like static on the walls. I'm like, this is like I'm on mushrooms or something.
Yeah, it sounds like that kind of psychedelic reaction.
Horrific, because it's your brain and your brain reacts to things differently.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? And then, we call and they're like, yeah, it's going to take time. Your brain is like kind of like getting acclimated. It's going to take a few days, maybe a week, and then you start feeling normal. So for the first few days, I was like a little bit off. But then after day 6, day 7, I couldn't sleep. I slept like 2 hours, and I just wanted to talk and discuss things in the middle of the night that were complex. And Tab is like, "Motherfucker, I got work tomorrow,"
And the brain needs rest as well, right?
The brain needs rest, and also I'm not resting, so sleep is key, but I couldn't get sleep acquainted. So I was like, fuck, I'm having a lot of problems with sleeping. I kept talking to my doctors. They're like, "You'll see, eventually it will go away. It just takes time." And they were right. Like a week or a week and a half later, I started seeing, more, not seeing straight because I'm still seeing double, but my body was reacting better. I was eating better. And they said, after a little bit, after a month, your jaw will start reacting to the anesthesia leaving your body to getting better. And then it will hurt a little bit, especially in this area. Because when we go inside your brain, we cut with a saw, but we're also slicing the muscle in your jaw open so that it could go lower.
Yeah. Wow.
So they slice it, and now I'm feeling like pain. So now it's 3 months later now, and I'm still feeling pain eating. So they recommended me to a therapist. So now I have to go to a therapist.
Maybe this will help the podcast.
Talking actually gets me like a little bit in pain, but I'm managing it better. Talking is definitely a good exercise, but it's also painful.
Of course, yeah.
So they're sending me to a team where they're gonna do like they're gonna retrain my nerves, my muscles. They're gonna give me therapy. They're gonna open my jaw. They're gonna get it better so that doesn't bother me as much. I'm back to work part-time, which is great. It keeps me busy. But I couldn't do it full-time because I can't read emails. I can't look at screens for too long because I get massive headaches.
Yeah.
So I have to control that. But then the doctor said, well, I went back, the liquid went down. They did a hearing test on me, and my hearing is back. So it's fine. So they're not serious. Like, yeah, sometimes, you touch the nerve, but it doesn't get affected as much as that's why you didn't lose a lot of hearing. I can manage to get all of it out. So now you're good. You don't have to worry about your hearing. So I took the test. I don't need a hearing aid or nothing like that. I have to go back. I have a date. I have an appointment on April. And in April, They're gonna make sure that I can get the surgery for my eye. They can get it straight, and now I'm basically back to normal. Every year, I have to do an MRI to make sure that the tumor is not growing
Yeah,
again.
to see what's going on with the tumor. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it's not growing again, because they didn't took all of it out, they took like 98% of it out. The one that's close to the carotid is still a little bit of material there, but they say it usually doesn't grow back. Or if it did grow back even a little bit, they monitor it and they give me radiotherapy.
That's what I was gonna say. Can they do the radiotherapy now?
Yeah, they do the radiotherapy. They do it for like a couple of times and 3 or 4 times, and then it just stays small, and then I'm good. So luckily, it wasn't anything crazier. But that was that. Now I'm just waiting and dealing with people asking me the same stupid shit.
Yeah, yeah. How you doing? What's your, how's your eye doing? And how are
Well,
you doing after your surgery?
And the stupid questions are fucking fantastic. You understand how little people know about medicine by the things that they ask you, and these are the same people that didn't took the vaccine or that don't understand how medicine and science works. I think that there's a lot of people out there that the science classes, they're just like, this is fucking boring, and they just fell asleep.
Yeah.
Because the things they say, it's like wild. One I get all the time is, did your head hurt? And I'm like, well, if you get a saw, cutting cutting in your fucking hand, usually it hurts.
Yeah.
It's a part of the situation.
Yeah.
Another one is, are you going to use the eyeglasses forever? I'm like, I'm not fucking Daredevil.
Yeah.
This is like, it takes time.
Yeah.
Oh, can you see through your eyes? And I'm like, well, I'm talking to you right now on TikTok, and I'm reading comments, so I can definitely fucking see.
Like, it's common sense type of thing, right? But
It's like wild as shit that people ask, because people just don't know, or that's all they want me to be now. It's the guy that had the surgery. So they'll go in and be like, are you fully recuperated? I'm like,
it takes time, people. It takes time.
It's like,
chill the fuck out. Jeez.
it's fucking brain surgery. They get
One of the most complex surgeries too. Like, what the fuck?
Bro, there's 2 super complex ones, the heart and the brain. And people don't understand how complex it is. But most of the wishes I gotten are good wishes and good people. But, there's some idiots out there that are just asking the stupidest shit. So I just, right now, every time they ask me about my shades, I'm just telling that I'm the new Daredevil. I'm literally the superhero lawyer that can see shit. So, but yeah, man, that's where I'm at. And I'm glad that we're okay. I'm past that. And now trying to get back into doing content again and having a good time out here.
You're doing great, man. You're such a strong man in that sense,
Thank you.
And it's noticeable, right? Because I'm not just saying out of just glazing you, but it's because you literally came out of the surgery healthy. You've kept yourself healthy, as you mentioned, which is also important, and that shit is noticeable. So
it's great. I'm feeling good. I'm slowly getting better. With these things, you just gotta be patient. But it's hard to keep patience with what's going on in the country, and this probably brings you to all of our topics and what we're gonna talk about. First off, I'm glad that you're okay.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Yeah.
Well, and I'm sure you're glad I'm okay, because I'm Latino as well, but we're all having like this constant worry. And I want to ask you, how do you feel? How do you walk around being Latino? What's happening out there? Do you feel safe? Do you feel like this shit is just another day in racist America? You feel normal? What is it going through your head every fucking day? I'll tell you mine later, but I'm sure because I post all the time. But I know I haven't talked to you in almost a year now. So
yeah, well, the best example I can give you, it's like when the frogs are getting cooked in a pot. They don't know that they're getting cooked until the fire, it's like completely up.
Sorry. I didn't mean to laugh. It's a great example.
Yeah. So it feels that way, right? Yeah, but being aware helps a lot. You know, so it feels like I am one of those frogs, but I'm not the frog at the bottom. I'm kind of up top. So it's gradual, right? But I'm also blessed to be in a state that pushes back against what's going on in comparison to other states, right? So that gives you a little bit of a safety cushion. And I'm using big quotes on this, safety in big quotations. But it feels kind of that way. Now I am definitely more afraid. Afraid is a strong word, but there's a little fear in me, especially because I do a lot of driving in city here in Denver. So if this the tangerine demon, as you call it, decides to bring ice into Denver, well, he already has, but if it enforces it even more, that's definitely something that I've gotten concerned about because of the places I'm at. I usually pass through the Capitol. There's always protesting in the Capitol, so it's just part of my day to day. And yeah, it's just felt kind of weird seeing all of these events transcend. But I already knew that it was gonna get this way in a lot of ways as well. But yeah, it's been a little surreal, and then it just becomes super real at times, and it's very very interesting seeing people kind of like change their perspective. Seeing white people change their perspective on all of this, and seeing like, oh shit, this is actually something that is happening, and it's it's becoming more visible, right, and more noticeable. So yeah,
Have you seen anybody getting pulled or arrested in the street, like physically?
I by ice or
By
no,
ICE.
no, I haven't. Thank God, and I hope I don't see it. But I know it's happening. I think it's happening a lot more in areas that are like I want to say more populated by Latinos. I know that they are. Uh, there's been instances where Aurora has been like a hot area where they've been spotted. I know that a lot of people say, well, they're just looking for the bad ones. They just have but we know that that has been thrown outside the window
Yeah,
at this point. So
it's complete horseshit. They're
yeah,
they're
of
not
course.
they're not looking for bad people. They're looking for people that are immigrants and are Latino and are poor and are brown, because those are the areas that they are frequenting. If you see where are these people going, they're heading into blue cities,
Mm-hmm.
cities that are liberal, cities that are traditionally Democrat, places that they know where they can have confrontations and they can have people get aggressive against them because they also want these people to get
Yeah.
aggressive against them so they can kill people, right? That's what they want to do. They want to get aggressive to the point where they somehow have a justification, even when they don't.
Yeah. Justification is yeah.
Even when they don't, they want to have this bullshit narrative that, oh, they went after me and that's why I did that. I fear for my life. And it's completely terrible. But I haven't seen anybody get arrested yet in front of me because, number one, I haven't been to the city. I can't drive because of my situation with my eyesight, but also because they are being like very crafty on how they do it, and sometimes they get away of these areas really quick.
Yeah.
But what's happening right now in the United States is nothing short of what happened in Germany during the
Oh
Third
yeah,
Reich.
no, yeah. From the profiling to the way they're just pulling people into these vehicles that are rented. A lot of the times they have no way. Well, they have ways to trace them, but it's very shady, very secretive. The way they're approaching certain situations and the tactics as well, right? The fear mongering and also the physical violence that they're applying on the whether it is a protester or just somebody that is being picked up.
Yeah, the tactical element of it is crazy because they are implementing these bullshit policies right now, such as the one that happened to Alex Perry, where they basically murdered him in the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When you
I've
see
seen that video. That's yeah,
it,
fucking crazy, bro. Handmade tales type of shit. Just pop, pop, pop.
yeah, it's horrific. They killed him in cold blood. And then it was funny to see something later that I haven't seen in a while, which is telling everyone that we can have guns, which I think the president is at this point losing his fucking mind, because how are you going to tell a country, most of them elected you are Second Amendment supporters, people who are at the NRA,
Exactly. Yes. Oh my god.
and you're telling them, no, we're just gonna, no guns from now on. We can't have guns. Guns are dangerous. They're not good for you. And I'm like, bitch, what are you talking about? You live in a country where the vast majority of people are like gun owners. There's a lot of gun
Some would
owners.
prefer guns over their wives.
Yes, it's fucking crazy.
Yes.
And the people that own guns are securing that right under the Constitution of the United States with the same people that are on your side saying that it has to be protected, that it's sacred, that you can't take guns from people. And now you're saying, well, we can't have guns in areas of protest. I'm like, but that's not what the NRA agrees with. And they actually put it out saying we want this case investigated because we don't like the tone of your fucking voice right now, dog. You, it's crazy. You cannot tell people that they can't have guns like this. And
Right.
Alex Preddy never drew his gun. He never threatened anybody with it. So you know that Christy Noem is completely full of shit and lying to the people of
I
the United
hate
States.
that bitch, man.
She's the fucking worst, bro.
Oh my god. South Park does a good job on trolling her.
They're fantastic.
Keep doing it.
I love the little cartoon that they put out, but as you see the most fucking horrible.
Oh my god. I see these people on television lying to the nation, and you could just see that there's like no soul in her eyes. They're just blank. It's like sociopathic, psychotic. I don't know. It's insane. It's kind of freaky, actually.
Yeah. Do you know the story of her shooting her dog?
I've heard of it. Yeah, I've heard that. Yeah, I don't know if her dog was sick or something.
No, it wasn't sick at all. The dog,
that makes it even worse. Then
absolutely, the dog wasn't sick at all. She's fucking sick. She had a dog for hunting. She's a big hunter. I believe she's from Montana or something.
gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
She had her dog killed. Well, she didn't have it killed. She fucking shot it. She killed her dog because she is a hunter and the dog wasn't seeking the prey. So, you know, every time you shoot a duck or something, the dog is supposed to go and get the prey and bring it over.
Yeah.
It's a big practice, and, you know, and a lot of these dogs,
yeah.
they're pointers, they're trained for that. But her dog wasn't doing it the right way. And she said in her own book, she was like, the dog was useless to me. He wasn't doing things the way that I wanted to. So she fucking took the dog. She took the dog to the back of the barn and shot the dog in cold blood. And it was a young pup.
Which is such a weird thing to put in a fucking book, dude.
She's
like,
fucking lunatic, crazy.
Yeah, like, what the fuck? What kind of PR stunt are you trying to pull here? Like, what the fuck?
Absolutely. So if she, as you know, is racist as fuck, she doesn't care about immigrants. What makes you think that she won't kill immigrants when she killed her own fucking dog in cold blood? She is all about proving a point, and I think that's why she doesn't give a shit, and she'll lie about anything, even if they kill Americans. When Alex Perry died, she didn't give a flying fuck. She called him a domestic terrorist.
Right off the cuff, too.
Bro, it's the craziest shit I ever seen. How are you going to call the dude a domestic terrorist when he's a fucking veteran's nurse? He is helping our wounded warriors who are coming back from the field, helping them survive. A lot of people talk great about him in the hospital, and she's trying to sell everybody that he's a domestic terrorist. No, listen, you fucking dog-killing, horrible human being. You just want to murder human beings innocently in the middle of the street and find a way to justify it. Yeah. And it's fucking disgusting at this point, but that's where we're at. But the funny part is how then they come and shit on the Second Amendment as well when these group of people have never done that shit.
Dude, the hypocrisy, the white hypocrisy is a hypocrisy that I've never, like, it's toxic. It's toxic. And also the gaslighting, right? The lying to our faces. When there's a lot of evidence proving what happened that day. It's just insane, man. It's insane. That's what it is.
It's crazy, but you know what it is as well? It's also that the federal government doesn't give a flying fuck. Because a lot of people were coming into my comment saying, well, what is it now? We don't have guns? We don't have Second Amendment now? Is that it? And I always tell people, it's like, listen, you have the Second Amendment for sure. You can buy silencer. You can buy Class 3 NFA weapons.
Which is also insane now.
You can buy whatever the fuck you want, but you will never, ever, ever, ever threaten the federal government or make them feel like they can't just go out there and wage war against you and you're going to fight back. That's why we've always made fun as Democrats, and I don't think a lot of them, I don't think, get it, what's happening right now. Where as Democrats, we've always made fun of Republicans, telling them, well, you are never going to defend yourself against the tyrannical government like you're saying, because none of you have enough power, enough guns to do so. No matter how many guns you have in your life, these people have the ability to kill you where you stand, and you're never going to be able to do shit about it. And if you don't believe it, just watch the news and watch the past 30 or 40 years of what's been happening in the United States of America. Have you ever seen the story of Ruby Ridge?
No, I haven't.
Bro, Ruby Ridge is one of the craziest stories you'll ever see, and it's one of the clearest signals about the power that the federal government has on people when they really want to fucking take care of your shit and take you out. There was this guy he was a MAGA white supremacist piece of shit. Let's get that out of the way.
Before you feel any sympathy.
I do not. Let's get that out of the way. The guy was a piece of shit. He kept saying and selling to people that he needed to be off the grid because living in the United States, he wants to have his own shit. I don't want these people and the government going after me. And listen, you have a right to do that. You have a right as a United States citizen to do whatever the fuck you want in terms of where you live, what you believe in. Every time his daughters got like the period, he would send them to like a bathroom outside of the house because he thought that heaven was making them dirty and God. He was like crazy. He was like a
conspiracy brain rot, basically.
He was a religious nut job. Let's get that out of the way because I always like to start with the fucking truth before I tell a story like this. But Ruby Ridge is incredible because the dude had a problem at one point with the ATF. And let me tell you something. I dealt with the ATF. They've had my fucking fingerprints. I have like 4 silencers. Every time you buy a silencer in the United States, you have to fill out an ATF form. You have to pay a tax stamp, which Trump eliminated, surprisingly. And you have to make sure that they have your fingerprints, and then you can own what they call a Class 3 National Firearms Act weapon. It's like machine guns. You can have like short battle rifles. You can have silencers, all that shit.
You press a button on the wall. For those of you guys that are watching, Luis has a wall that you press a button and then it flips, and then you see all the armaments, all the arsenal there.
I really wish I had that much. I haven't gotten there yet, but I have a good amount. But at any rate, they take the dude, and he had a case with the ATF or something going on with like a shotgun. They were saying that it was sawed off, but that it was sawed off beyond the point of what it is considered a gun that can be shorted out that way, and he was like violating the law. Some bullshit.
Okay.
Some bullshit like that. What I really think is that the government at some point and the ATF were worried about him because they were probably thinking this guy seems like a white extreme, like a crazy extremist. And we think that he's going to run some shit or do something against the government of the United States. We don't know, but it looks kind of suspicious. They had an arrest warrant. Actually, it was not an arrest warrant. At one point, they had a warrant to search the home and the property. Okay. They were going to do it later, but they couldn't run it on time. And they ran it at a different date and said, we're not going to fucking wait until that time. We're the federal government. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We're going in now. They go in with snipers. They had like a tactical team, night vision, all of the shit. Like they were going to pick up Bin Laden. Some crazy, some crazy shit. But, that's the federal government for you. They go in and they put all of their people in the premise. And his son was doing like a walkthrough of the premises. I believe it was in Iowa. He was doing like a walkthrough of the premises. And then he was with his dog. And one of the agents sees the kid and they fire at the kid because the kid notices that they're there. They fire at the kid, kill the kid.
Wow. Whoa, shit, man.
Kill the dog as well. And the dad is with his friend. He's completely aware of what's happening. Takes the guns out, right? Because he wants to protect his family.
Right.
He doesn't know what the fuck is going on. There's a bunch of masked men with tactical firearms trying to go in. He's worried, so he tries to defend himself. And one of the snipers points the shooting and keeps going at it. One of the snipers shoots his wife. And his wife was holding a baby, his son.
What the fuck, man? This just keeps getting, holy fuck, okay?
Yeah, like a toddler. She falls on the ground. She dies as well.
Wow, okay.
And they come and bring a negotiator to try to de-escalate things and try to get him and his friend arrested, who was also in there, and his daughters, so that no more killing is done. At one point, after the negotiations, he comes out. By the way, the negotiator was I believe it was his sergeant or somebody that supervised him in the army because he was a Green Beret. So they're all worried about it. They're like, this motherfucker is going to kill us all. But he gives up. He said, fuck it, I'm coming out. He comes out with his friends, his daughters, and everybody. He sues the federal government. They accused him. The charges were dropped. They didn't find anything on him. And he sued the government, which is very rare and very difficult. He got a ton of fucking money, millions of dollars.
Wow, okay.
And it ended like that, but he lost his wife, his son, and his dog over this bullshit. Just because the federal government wanted to control firearms of somebody, which is kind of what they're trying to do right now.
Yeah.
So that's what I tell people. It's like
That's a great example for that kind of situation, for the situation that we're living right now. Oh my God.
And it happened in Waco too. The death of Waco and all the people that were in there, their young children and women, because of that guy, happened because of the ATF, because he had firearms as well.
Yeah.
So again, you got to be careful with the federal government, dude, because when they want to take people out and prove a fucking point, you will never get after it. And Alex Pretty, although he was like securing his Second Amendment right as he has to for carrying a firearm around,
Yeah.
we still have to be careful when we have to understand that we are not going to bring a fight and a war to these fucking people as easy as a lot of people think. Because a lot of people are thinking crazy, horrible shit out there, right?
Yeah.
They want blood, they want vengeance, they want revenge. And I'm like, no, you win this shit in the polls and you win it by voting. And you had your chance back in November, but you didn't do it. And now this is why we're going through this shit. Because I called it that if we didn't vote correctly in the 2024 election, there will probably never be an election again, or we were going to be threatened by the government and by a dictatorship. And it's coming into fruition.
Yeah. Project 2025. Fuck, man.
It's bad. But
Yeah, no. And I think it's been a year since we recorded, but I think we spoke about this when we were recording before, where we just knew that it was just going to be gradually getting worse. And now we're literally dealing with a dictatorship.
bro, I have videos of you and me talking about this shit a year after it happened, saying,
Yeah.
we're going to get screwed. We're not going to be able to vote. Probably, like right now, this situation with the midterms is very dangerous. Because Donald Trump, I have a theory on this. I think that, and it might sound crazy, but it makes sense to me in my fucking head. I think that he is trying to get people riled up, angry, and violent, so that at some point, somebody gets violent against them. God forbid one of these ICE agents loses their life over this shit. And then he'll be like, well, now I'm declaring martial law.
Yeah.
None of you motherfuckers are going to go out in the middle of the night to do anything. None of you are allowed out of your houses. I'm putting a curfew on these cities. And if I see anyone out there, I'm taking you to a fucking prison.
That is insane if we get to that point, bro.
And if he does that, he might steer Congress into telling them, we're going to pass a special legislation. We're going to amend the Constitution. We're going to need to do whatever we need to fucking do so that these people cannot vote in the midterms in November, because he knows that his numbers are down.
Yeah, they're on the floor.
Bro, if you look at Donald Trump's numbers now, he had like +5 approval of Latinos in the United States. He's at -30s right now.
What the fuck? Good.
Latinos don't want him. They don't want him anywhere near the fucking White House. And right now, we're also seeing how we just took over a region in Fort Worth, Texas, by a Democrat that hasn't been taken by blue since 1992. So you're seeing places that Trump won by +14 points, now completely losing it.
Switching, huh?
Because Latinos are looking at this shit, the stupid fucking Latinos for Trump that voted for him. I'm like, wait, I thought you were going to take the criminals. I'm not a criminal. No, bitch, you're like everybody else. He doesn't, he sees all of you as criminals.
Yeah.
When are you going to fucking understand that this man, when he says he's going to take the illegals and the criminals out, he means all of you.
Of course.
For him, it's no fucking different. Donald Trump is racist. He's hated black people and Latinos since the beginning of fucking time. And some people don't seem to fucking get it. And to me, it's wild.
Yeah. It's I don't know. I don't even know if it's ignorance at this point. It's just like a stubbornness, you know. You just what's so hard to understand about this? You know, you're just not if you're not a certain shade, you're gonna be taken. You're gonna be taken by ICE. You're gonna be abused. That's it. That's it.
There's no middle fucking ground.
Yeah, there's no representation of Latinos like this. No, that's just they're seeing us as less than.
Yeah. There's no complexity to it. There's no mystery. There's no figuring it out. But I think there's like a large group of Latinos out here that think, well, these Latinos are wrong if I do the white man's bidding for a little bit. And I do the little song and dance and the chucking and jiving and the fucking, oh, yeah. Latino.
If I wear the stupid hat, yeah.
Yeah. Ay, por Dios. Yo voy a votar
por Donald Trump.
la economía.
Yeah, dude. The brainwashing is insane, too. It's just,
What the fuck are you talking about? 76% of you voted for Trump, you fucking Cubans, and they have the highest number of deportation in the history of the United States.
Yeah, the satire is insane, man.
I guess you fucking learning your lesson out, huh? You congre-eating motherfuckers.
Yeah.
It's like, it wasn't really that hard. You've seen the history behind it. Now they're fucking like, have you seen the videos online? I fucking laugh every time.
Oh
I
yeah,
see.
of the, but this happened, and I used to be in the good side, and I paid my taxes, and I was doing everything right, and I was glazing the MAGA, and now I'm deported, and I can't go back. Like, bro,
Pero ¿cómo es posible, caballero? Dios mío. Olvídate de eso. Nosotros votamos por Donald Trump. ¿Cómo es Yo quería exigimos al presidente de Estados Unidos. Listen, you prick. You fucking thought that this was not about you.
yes, it's all about the Latinos, the immigrant, yeah, the person that is not white. I mean, that's it. Yeah.
It's
Like I
wild
said,
to me,
man.
bro. Watching these people like not understanding that they were all seen as the same fucking thing is wild to me. And you know what's crazy about all this situation? I still see some of them supporting these fucking racist lunatics,
Yeah.
dog. I still see them. Well, no, he's not saying all guns are illegal. Just don't bring them to the protest. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? It was your group who was saying a year ago we should be able to walk with guns in schools, in fucking theaters, in events. Gun-free zones are stupid, and it's a made-up concept by the Democrats. And then Donald Trump goes out, you can't bring guns to the fucking protest. We can bring guns anywhere except with the protest because we don't want anything going wrong. Some of these people, they're very dangerous, quite frankly. And we don't want it to be affected.
Well, there's the whole thing with Kyle Rittenhouse, that example, right? Where
Oh.
he came in, he actually killed people, and he's posted as a patriot.
Oh, dude, Kyle Rittenhouse is the hero of the nation, and he murdered people innocently in a protest that
Yes.
he shouldn't been in the first place. It's the wildest shit ever, but yeah, it's all about the illegals that are criminals and like Ken Riley. You can go fuck yourselves, all of you. You know that, bro. White people have killed more people than Latinos in the history of the United States. They're the original authors
Yes.
of murder and deceit and killings all over the fucking United States. How are we the goddamn problem?
Exactly.
It's the weirdest shit, bro. But
They're exterminators. They're literally exterminating every fucking other race that's not white.
yes, and they even do it in other countries. Haven't you heard anything about Maduro yet?
Yeah. Everything that, yeah.
Did you see the way they took Maduro out of fucking Venezuela, dog?
Yeah, I did. What are your thoughts on it?
It's the wildest thing I've ever seen. Listen, nothing against the situation going on with Venezuela. We all recognize that the people of Venezuela have been going through a struggle that has been long. And I understand that they bother by it. But at the same time, you don't let a president of a foreign nation take over your fucking president and just kidnap him. And we all know that he's doing it for oil and nothing else.
Yeah, they're very open about it.
Yeah.
The shit that they've done with the ship, where they went in, literally sent in, I don't know if it was the Navy or the Army, and they literally took the ship for ransom, and it was filled with oil. So
They're fucking pirates, dog. They
yeah,
go in.
exactly. They're the I was gonna say something fucked up. They're the Somalians, dude.
Yeah,
They're
no, it's
acting
not
out-
fucked up at all.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah.
that's the real issue.
Donald
man.
Trump is a Somalian pirate that's very white and not like, but
I stole that shit.
he just fucking took it and went in and didn't give a flying fuck about it. But what's
Yeah,
crazy
what
is
the
that
fuck, bro?
then they're taking people out too. They're like, oh, there's 8 people there and they're carrying drugs. Just blow them with a fucking Hellfire missile.
Yeah, which that was going on for a minute. Yeah.
I'm like, where are the drugs? It's floating in the ocean. I'm like, there's no fucking drugs, you lunatic. You just took out a bunch of innocent people trying to
Fish.
Yeah. Or coming into the country, whether it's illegally or not. but it doesn't give you the right to kill them in violation of international law, by the fucking way. You can't do that. He's going into international waters, blowing people up, taking the president of a foreign nation with no fucking authorization from anybody.
And his wife, too.
Oh, yeah, bro. And the crazy part, the wild part about all this situation with Venezuela is that he put back the vice president of Venezuela after Maduro was gone, who's fucking horrible. He put the vice president of Venezuela. She is a fucking known dictator. She's worse than fucking Maduro.
Yeah.
She has a bunch of sanctions in the UN. She's lied about a bunch of shit about oil reserves. She runs oil reserves in the fucking nation, and she's a horrible human being. And he's like, well, we got a new president now, and it's running. No, you don't. You put out a woman that is worse than Maduro ever was. So what did you do for anybody? No. Do you know my theory? He wanted to play cosplay because Obama caught fucking Bin Laden. So he wanted to look like he managed to catch somebody. And he fucking brought him in with a fucking Nike suit, and head.
The famous. I mean, they're just giving Maduro clout at this point.
They really are.
And honestly, if they would Maduro's a charming guy, whether we like it or not. If you give Maduro the time of like putting him on television and being able to express himself, he can charm people.
Yeah, I can't wait for him to go on 60 Minutes on an interview and be like, "Esto jodido Yankee de mierda."
Yeah.
Go fucking crazy.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
And that's the type of that's how the politics move nowadays, right? It's like very drama filled, very like celebritism, right? Like how we got Donald Trump. So the same thing can happen with somebody like Maduro that has, like a charming personality that it can turn people as well. So
absolutely. And when you think about it, at this point, we're seeing the government just doing whatever the fuck it wants with the people, with anybody who they are arresting, with the way they are running our system for immigration. Because I have no problem with processing people who have come here undocumented, but this is not the fucking way to do it, dog.
Yeah.
This is like very, very wrong. We'll see. I'm not terribly excited how things are going, but it seems like we're in the right direction, and a lot of Democrats and the party are getting organized. I seen Jasmine Crockett, I seen AOC, I seen Bernie, the usual suspects, right? Trying to put the good word out there for the next upcoming midterm elections. If we don't have the midterm elections, then we have a big motherfucking problem. I'm very worried about it. So we have to find a way. We have to find a way to secure those midterms and to make sure that we're voting accordingly.
And then you have the Epstein thing kind of running in the, foreground, background, which is the way they're like manipulating the consent, making sure, are people forgetting? Is this relevant? Yeah.
It's all a distraction from it's like that little magic trick. You're misdirecting people so that they don't look at this shit. But meanwhile, everything is happening here. Oh, look at this, but don't look at this.
Yeah.
And it's fucking masterful when you see it. Have you seen the new Epstein files that came out, the 3 million?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I haven't read any of it, but I follow people that go through and analyze, and it's some horrific shit, which is also why I'm like, I already know he's a pedo, and not just him, a lot of people in the elite group. So to me, I don't need to read the fucking thing because I already know. Like, I know.
You believe women. You believe women and for what they
say.
Yeah, and that's fine. I personally have read some of it and I've seen some of it, and obviously all of it is allegedly, right? But
yes, of course,
allegedly. But it's very solid, good allegedly. It's like,
right on the nose, allegedly.
Yeah, when you see shit like that, you're like, it's pretty bad, and it's crazy because they seem to like have reported this so many times to the law enforcement.
It's sick, man.
Bro, to the FBI, they reported so much of these things and they didn't do shit about it because they were powerful, they were rich, and they just didn't want to touch that large group. But there's a lot of them, dude. A lot of them that got into shit. But obviously, it seems like Donald Trump was mentioned the most in there. And Obama was in there.
Well, the Democrats, I feel like they kind of threw the Clintons under the bus.
They're banking on the Clintons, And I say it. If the Clintons are there, fucking have them go to prison as well. I don't give a shit.
But don't you think that at some point, even if they do the whole they can go to prison because I think they didn't show up to a hearing or something like that. The Clintons, if the Democrats were to gain power, I mean, they can bail them out as well. No, they can get them
Well,
out.
there's no statute of limitations to rape as a capital offense. Like if you kill or rape or do some shit like that, you're going to prison even if it's 30 years later. The thing is, I don't know exactly the proof that they have on Bill. They have proof on the president because he's done it before. He sexually assaulted Ethan Carroll. But I don't know if they have anything on Bill because so far it hasn't shown up. Right now, what they have is allegations. But if they do and they have
Besides
something,
Lewinsky.
well, Lewinsky went in there voluntarily. So was it improper? Yeah. Was it illegal? No. But what they said that Trump did in those fucking files, allegedly, it was fucking horrible, bro. He had these parties at Mar-a-Lago, and him and Epstein were like homies. They were like really.
Oh, yeah. Peas and carrots.
Yeah, there's no doubt that they were good friends, and a lot of the shit came out. And now they're trying to distract people by doing these horrible things by ICE, and it's working in a way because a lot of people seem kind of distracted from the real situation. But that's where we're at. It's fucking horrible, and hopefully people can wake up, learn from this situation, and vote on the midterms. Because if we let these people take over, because Donald Trump is still going to be president unless he fucking dies of ill health. We can only pray, right? But they're going to have the presidency and the executive. But at least if we have the House and the Senate, we can really control the situation and make this go away a little bit, at least. But that's my worry. My worry is we can't lose the midterms again because then it's 2 years more of this shit where there's no end in sight and people are going to keep getting sent to prisons abroad, getting treated illegally, getting beat up in violation of the Constitution. And we can't have more of that shit for 2 years. We've endured enough. I think the midterms will probably win it by a lot. It will be a landslide. But we really need to take care of that and make sure that we vote because if we don't, it's going to be hell to pay later.
No, I think people are definitely going to go out and vote. There's no way. I think everything's so politicized nowadays that there's no, even if you're going for the other side, people are gonna show up to the booth, So it's definitely gonna be one of those years through the 4 year whether it is the 4 year period or halfway point. I think it's just gonna be a time where younger generations are gonna be showing up as well, and everybody in between.
I would hope so. I think that now we've learned our lesson. Some people don't need to learn the lesson, right? We knew who we needed to vote for in the beginning. Yeah. And some people are stupid and fucking idiotic, like Cubans for Trump and Latinos for Trump. And right now, they're learning the lesson the hard way. Some people learn the easy way. Some people learn the fucking hard way. Even if you learn the hard way, I'll receive their vote with great joy and hope because we really, really need to get out of this fucking mess. Everybody's getting affected by it. If you're Latino, Black, or a minority in the United States of America and are poor, you already have a target on your fucking back. And we just made that target substantially bigger.
Yeah.
Well, listen, brother, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Oh, bro, I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate you being here. And let's keep it going. I think it'll be fun. Let's keep having these conversations. There's a lot of new stuff going on. Shout out to Bad Bunny, who is incredible and made history.
Oh, my God, bro.
Right? He's the first Latino and first person ever to win a Best Album of the Year in Spanish, completely in Spanish at the Grammys. Mm-hmm. Shout out to my people of Puerto Rico and to Bad Bunny and to all Latinos alike.
The pride you must be feeling. Me as a Mexican Latino, seeing him, tear up when he won next to Billie Eilish, next to Lady Gaga, next to these big names. I mean, it's just it's hard not to feel a level of joy and pride, and especially with the situation happening. Everybody wearing those pins of Ice Out, being vocal. I mean, I could just imagine how the NFL halftime show is gonna be.
Bro,
it's gonna be political to the fucking mic. It has to be. It's a statement.
I know it's going to be. And you know what's incredible? Two things that caught my attention heavily. Number one, he obviously had the conversation that a lot of artists don't want to have publicly, where he said, ICE needs to get out. We cannot keep doing what we're doing to the people that we love and to the people that produce for this country that are not animals, like he said, that we're not criminals. We are people who want to do the best for this nation, and we are, in fact, Americans. And the other one that blew me away,
El sazón. We are the sazón.
bro, and the definitely we are. But the other one that blew me away is, I want to say hi and give a shout out to all the people that have left their country for the better. That does not speak louder to all the immigrants, because it's not only about Puerto Ricans, even though we're U.S. citizens, it's about all Latinos that have had to leave their countries for the better and that are being currently persecuted, discriminated in the United States for the color of their skin. That message that he put out there was so, so powerful. And I know that MAGA is losing their fucking shit right now.
Oh, yes.
And it is beautiful.
Yeah.
It is one of the best things I've ever seen, because they are learning that we control the masses, we control voting, we are important, we are like relevant to this country.
Of course, 100%.
Farmers are seeing it by losing their crops. People are seeing it by the economy getting worse. Everybody in the United States is now seeing that the idea of deporting people that are productive and that want the best for this country and for their families is coming back to bite them in the fucking ass, because we
Their little white Tucci.
bro, it's crazy. We are productive. Do you know how much we bring into the United States economy as Latinos? And now they're seeing that it was not the best way to go about it. So shout out to Bad Bunny. Shout out to the people of Puerto Rico. Of course, my people, like, we're very proud, but also we're proud of all Latinos, of Mexican, Hondurans, Cubans, maybe not so much.
You still have a seat at the table.
There's a lot of them that I talk a lot of shit about them. They get offended, but there's a few of them in Florida that are voting blue. There's a lot of them in Miami. Miami recently got a little win over there. You know, we're doing things. They're getting a little better, but they really need to fucking start talking to their people, because it's creating a little bit of a mess. But shout out to my good people. There's a lot of good content creators on TikTok that are Cuban that are putting out the good words. But yeah, very proud of Bad Bunny. Very proud of the people, the Latinos, and the people of Puerto Rico.
If anything, it's time for Latinos to stay together, whether it is here in the U.S. and outside of it too, in the Americas. You know, it's time for us to come together, and that seems to be very hard because of the way we've been split.
Absolutely.
You know, with ideologies. But I feel like they're strengthening numbers, and you know, the more flavor, the better. That's my thought. You know, so
absolutely, we bring a lot to this nation, and you know, we should keep fighting for our rights and for our freedoms to live here in peace and not harassed by people who are just fucking horrible.
And also the African American community.
Absolutely. There's a lot of black people out there putting in the good word. What happened to Don Lemon, fucking horrific, and to all these other black activists, black reporters, people who are putting out the good word for us as well. We thank you. The struggle is common. You know, it was back to when the Young Lords and the Black Panthers were working together, fighting against white supremacy. We've done it before. We can do it again for sure.
Amen.
So, yeah, shout out to all the good people. And last but not least, I can't go out without thanking our sponsors. We got sponsors now.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
bro. Shout out to the good
Bougie.
people. And bro, yeah, I'm bringing it up. Shout out to the good people at overthehead.com. Support a Puerto Rican business, overthehead.com. I used to wear hoodies. My hoodies were fucking horrible.
That's a dope hoodie too, with the yin yang.
Bro, we got the Puerto Rican yin yang at
Yeah.
that. We got the hat. Shout out to the good people of overthehead.com. Overthehead.com, support a Puerto Rican business. You like Bad Bunny, you want to wear some good fucking gear. The good people at overthehead.com, straight out of the Devil's Weight Room in Florida, bro. Good people out there sending me very beautiful stuff. I have a bunch of hoodies and new hats from them.
Dope.
Go support a Puerto Rican business, one of my best sponsors out here on TikTok and on YouTube. Se les quiere de gratis, mi gente. Anything else you want to add, brother, before we step out?
No, man. Just thank you for having me, and I just look forward to keep doing this. And I feel like, you know, I'm a little rusty myself with the ping pong, but it's just gonna keep getting better, I feel.
Absolutely. We just got to keep practicing. Tab was going to make tacos, and she said, I can't do it if Fame is coming, because if Derek is coming, I can't
The
make
tabs
tacos.
are pun intended.
The tab is high. Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate it. Mi gente, se les quiere de gratis. Be safe out there. Avoid getting hurt or getting shot by these idiots. Don't Yeah, dude, because it
Yes.
worries
Yeah.
me.
No, yes, of course.
A lot of them think that they're gonna have a fucking argument with one of these fucking ICE agents. You're gonna get shot. Don't do it, please. The courts are the place where you win arguments. As a lawyer, I can't tell you that enough. Don't argue with law enforcement or with these fucking idiots. You get arrested, you take your cuffs, you don't say shit, don't talk. You have a right to remain silent, and when you get to court, you argue the case with your lawyer. But please be careful with these arguments.
Plead the fifth.
Bro, be careful with these arguments that you're creating with law enforcement on the street. You're gonna get shot, and I don't want anybody else dead. Because guess what? Dead people don't vote. You can't vote if you're dead. And we need everyone alive and kick in so that when the midterms comes in, we can make a difference.
Clock
Please,
it.
please be careful out there. Se les quiere de gratis, mi gente. And as always, make sure you take care of yourself and each other.
Subscribe.
Que tengan buen día.